Good day to you one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and here I am back in my home YouTube studio, surrounded by all of the things that you've come to know and love, with the inclusion of this sub pop magnet thing that's on my sideboard. I love it. Today I might be a little bit late to the party, but I'm going to react to the performance by Ingrid Andress of the national anthem. I suppose the American national anthem. I don't think she was doing Deutschland über alles, but I mean, it probably would have gone down better than what she actually did. Everyone's talking about it still to this day. There's a lot of sort of reaction, and I actually feel a bit sorry for her. But I'm going to talk about it and listen to it and tell you what I think's happening. Justin Hawkins rides again, 12-string again. It's a beautiful sound, isn't it? In a way. So anyway, yeah, because it's the American national anthem, I decided to wear white, and David Hasselhoff is wearing red, and he's got like blue on his legs as well. So red, white and blue, all of your favourites. Okay, so country singer Ingrid Andress found herself trending this month following her performance of the national anthem at Major League Baseball's Home Run Derby in Texas. First of all, I don't know anything about baseball. I think it's a bit like rounders, but the American version, so they probably wear helmets and stuff. Not that there's anything, I mean, I think it's important to be safe when you're doing sports. That's why American football is just rugby with crash helmets on, isn't it? Okay, so here's a clip of Ingrid singing the national anthem.
With broad stripes and bright stars.
It's a good start. Okay, so it's a little bit sharp on the low bit, but it's all right.
Or the ramparts we watch.
Okay, it's impassioned, it's affected, but it's doing its job, and so far, so good.
We're so gallantly streaming.
What's the problem? So far, I'm enjoying this. Okay, I think this is where it gets a bit wonky.
The bombs bursting in air.
Now, I didn't know what to expect when I listened to this properly, because, I mean, I've had occasions when I've sung with a polyp, you know, so like I had a little growth on my vocal cords and it made it very difficult to control. Most of the time I was somewhere near in tune, but every now and then it would sort of screech off and do a note that I had no idea even existed. It was probably like a note in between two semitones somewhere in this upper part of my register, and it wasn't pretty. But that's not what's happening here. It's kind of like she's lost her way a little bit without any accompaniment. I suppose that's the thing that can happen if you get forgetful and somewhere along the line you just sort of meander from the path, and I suppose you just lose any idea of where you are, you know, key wise, I suppose. Okay, so these are sort of semitone intervals that shouldn't be like that, really. It's a bit uncomfortable to listen to, actually.
That our flag was still there.
Okay, when she gets there, it's nice. But she takes a while to get there, and the sort of affectation that she puts on the end of her notes, that sort of, you know, like the Cranberries type gasp at the end of every note, isn't helping matters, because it adds a sort of desperation to the performance.
Oh, said,
oh, said. That's nice.
is that Star-Spangled Banner yet wave?
Okay, what's that, sharp, I think, there? But she looks really upset, like well, you could argue that she just looks like she really means it, you know?
Or the land
such an unforgiving, exposed vocal sound, isn't it? I mean, it's just echoing through the stadium and everybody can hear that she's struggling. I feel for her.
In the home of the brave.
Okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought, actually. That wasn't awful. I mean, maybe it wasn't ideal. I mean, but what is, you know? Anyway, headlines quickly followed, and they weren't kind. The British newspaper The Sun, Ingrid Andress sings the worst national anthem of all time as Major League Baseball fans say, our ears are bleeding. See, I think that somebody's exaggerating there. I don't think that's the sort of thing that makes your ears bleed. Just really, really loud music or some sort of physical trauma to the ear itself might make them bleed, but not that. Talk Sport quipped, and I put that in inverted commas, worst in history. Ingrid Andress sung horrible USA national anthem, but fans say Carl Lewis is still the worst of all time. I don't know what... Carl Lewis? Let's have a look at Carl Lewis doing it.
Oh, say, can you see? And the Rockets.
Okay, so this is different. This is a voice that's shredded in the sort of mid to upper range of his voice. He's all right at the bottom. Oh, okay. That's just mean. That's a guy that's got I don't know, something wrong with his vocal cords. But, you know, that's not the same issue. As with Talk Sport, comparisons to previous fails were widespread. On X, there were multiple references to Fergie's 2018 performance at the NBA All-Star Game. I love whatever that sport is. Basketball? Use the comment section to educate me. I don't know anything about these American sports. They've all got letters, I know that much. Here we go. Come on, Fergie, give it to me.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn?
I love that sort of upright bass doing a descending line as she's going up. It's sort of you can feel the band and her running from one another. It's not always nice to hear, but on this occasion, that's working so far. We're only 8 seconds in. This is a 2-minute clip, so...
Early light.
She's put so much stink on that.
So proudly wave.
See, that sounds great to me. I've got a lot of time for Fergie. Been on tour with Fergie, actually. We toured with the Black Eyed Peas, featuring Fergie. Actually, they weren't billed like that. They were just the Black Eyed Peas. And she was lovely and really talented. Great dancer, great singer. Nothing wrong with it.
At the twilight.
Come on, girl, that's great!
O'er the ramparts we watched.
I think what's wrong with this is that it's a controversial arrangement, but she's singing it great. Okay, so parallels were even drawn to the 1990 Roseanne Barr classic. That's Roseanne making fun of the national anthem, I think. She's teasing the audience by deliberately putting in a quite awful performance. There were also memes. Fergie watching Ingrid Andress claim her crown for worst national anthem of all time being the most common. And the odd theory with the Mail Online reporting that there had been a storm of interesting conspiracies centering on the idea that it was all just a publicity stunt to promote her music. I would say that's a bit of a stretch, to be honest. She looked genuinely upset to me. Comments were, of course, thoughtfully left on Ingrid's own social media accounts, including one by Brett TH 1988. 2 attacks on America in 1 week. Jesus Christ. And it had 4,964 likes. And then Still Hip Hop, who encouraged visitors to Ingrid's page to like if you came here after the home run Derby national anthem, with 5,544 liking that very much. And a day after the game, Ingrid, who describes herself on X as a 4-time Grammy-losing singer-songwriter, disclosed the reason behind her performance. She said, "I'm not going to bullshit y'all. I was drunk last night. I'm checking myself into a facility today to get the help that I need. That was not me last night. I apologise to the Major League Baseball, all the fans, and this country I love so much for that rendition. I'll let you all know how rehab is. I hear it's super fun. Kiss and then a hug as well, Ingrid." So Elizabeth's Boutique responded with an Instagram comment that said, "Don't stop drinking, stop singing." 2,204 people liked that one. And then David G. Todd said, "Who the fuck is your management and publicist?" 15.5 thousand people agreed. And then Sarah Hanger had another question. "What about Amy Winehouse? She used to sing Wasted as Hell, and her voice was beautiful. Don't sell us crap, girl." And that was liked by fewer people, but still 1,367. On X, that Braves G said, "Glad you're owning up to your problem and getting help, but rehab isn't super fun. I've been to rehab." So have I've been to rehab as well. I wouldn't describe it as super fun, but it is a great way to, hit reset. I was in there 18 years ago now, and I haven't drunk any alcohol since. Charlie Rick says, "I applaud you for doing this. My mum was alcohol dependent and her life got so much better after realising she needed help. There's so much more waiting for you on the other side of this." However, not everybody has been supportive, like MJ, who posted a dog gif asking, "What?" And on TikTok, Lynn stated, "Using addiction, needing rehab as an excuse rather than just holding her hands up and saying, 'Guys, I just didn't have access to my auto-tune for this one.'" Followed by not one, but two laughing emojis. They simply find themselves so funny they have to use two because they are hilarious. I don't know. I think if you're in a position where you're sort of relying on alcohol or whatever it is that you're addicted to perform or appear even in public. I mean, it actually reminds me a little bit of an appearance that I did on a chat show in the UK. I was having tremendous what you call imposter syndrome. I had no idea why I was invited onto a chat show. I mean, apart from the fact that we'd sold more records than anybody else that year and more tickets and headlined 4 different major festivals in the UK and were the first band to do that and won as many Brits in one year as anybody else had up to that point in time. I still didn't sort of feel like I had any right to be on chat shows, and I was invited onto, I think it was the Frank Skinner show, and I remember sort of deciding to sort of, I just didn't know what to expect. I wasn't prepared for that sort of stuff. Didn't have somebody there, media training me. So I thought best thing to do is get as drunk as possible. And I also may have relied on a slight a soupçon of the devil's dandruff just to get the blood rushing. And then I sat there in the interview just sort of touching the same part of my hair endlessly. I think somebody commented on the footage later that they thought that it was going to make it completely straight because normally I have curly hair. Anyway, the outcome of the whole media storm or shit show has been that interest in Ingrid Andress's music has reportedly climbed. So if it was indeed a publicity stunt, it's an effective one. According to TMZ Sports, streaming, particularly of her 2019 song More Hearts Than Mine, has doubled, creating, in their words, a boon for her pocketbook. When I was looking at that footage, I just thought that's a person. There's something in her body language that sort of suggests that she didn't believe that she belonged there. She's probably medicated that sort of imposter syndrome with some alcohol. And I know what I used to be like at her age. And she's made a pig's ear of it. But in fairness, some of it was actually all right. I thought it started well. It wasn't completely and utterly appalling, but it has garnered a lot of attention, and now there's people interested in what she does outside of her national anthem work. So perhaps it's a case of just taking the rough with the smooth. Use the comment section below, tell me what you think. Personally, I sympathise because that's not an easy gig. There's no band to rely on. She's standing there on her own in the middle of the thing with her shoulders shrugged like that, looking sad, looking upset with herself and trying to deliver an impassioned national anthem. And what thanks does she get? The entire internet jumping on her and telling her she's shit. I don't think that's fair, quite honestly. Justin Hawkins rides again. Again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Watch one of these 2 videos. Join the mailing list if necessary. Try and be nice to people for a change. Come on, guys. Let's give her a break. All right. I'll see you on the ice. Nice one. Okay.